Hello everyone, this is Shanteen again. I'm going to be going over some basic stuff for Redstone for use in mazes. I was originally going to do a video where I explain the very basics of Redstone for people who do not understand the technical stuff behind it. However, I don't really know the questions that people have for it, so if you would like an explanation of the basics and you just aren't understanding the tutorials out there, feel free to leave a comment to this video and I'll look into what your questions are, see what kind of things you need help understanding, and then I can try to explain them better. Excuse me, background noises, this chair is very bad. So, in order to talk about how you can use redstone in mazes, parkours, all that kind of stuff, also for anyone who wants to create an adventure map and doesn't know redstone yet, I'm going to be going over a few basic things you're going to need to know. So, some of the basic logic gates. Most basic of all is the NOT gate. You got your power source going in, it turns off the signal coming out, and I'm getting video again. Oh great. Well, let's see if F1 does anything about that. The only problem is I can't see what I'm clicking anymore. Okay, there we go. So you got power going in, it sends a signal, invert power going to a torch that is on a block. Okay, let me rephrase that. When you power a block that has a torch on top of it, the redstone torch turns off. So that creates the ability to create a NOT gate, which basically just is putting the exact opposite of what you put in out. Next important thing that you're going to need to know is the AND gate. Now it uses 3 NOT gates in combination. So when this NOT gate right here is powered, and then this NOT gate here is powered, it turns off this NOT gate here. Well, no, it turns that NOT gate on. I'm sorry. In their normal state, it keeps that NOT gate off. Oh, hi Pax. So when we have a hard time aiming with that F1. If we go ahead and hit that, you can see that when both of these NOT gates are turned off, that one turns on. And then another good one to know about is the XOR gate. And this uses the concept of when two signals are opposite each other but not the same, then it is on. Gotta turn this back on because I gotta see. So as you can see right now, one is on, one is off, and this is on. So if I add redstone here, they're both off. And now this one is off. If I take away power here, okay, we got the exact opposite from the beginning, and this is on now. And when both of these are on, then that is off. So yeah, I guess I am doing a little bit of explaining things for people who don't know redstone, but again, I don't really remember. Oh, how the hell did you get in here? Mom's phone is disabled. Anyway, what was I saying? If you don't understand basic concepts of redstone and the tutorials aren't helping you, like I said, please leave a comment, explain what it is you don't understand, or if you don't know how to explain what you don't understand, tell me what it is you're trying to do, and I'll see if I could figure out how to explain it to you from there. Okay, and the next thing we're going to cover is 2 basic latches. We have the RS NOR latch, which is also called a memory cell. So you got your set. Wait, no. Right now it is set, and then you reset it. And this is to store input. Like if you're going to be, I don't know, if you're going to make a little quiz or something, like I have in Shra, which is one of my mazes if you haven't played it. But I have a little quiz room in there that uses RS NOR latches here. I actually use a vertical version of that. I'll show that in a later episode of this when I come to that. But I use vertical RS NOR latches to store people's input. If you have all the correct inputs, then it goes to the output and opens up the door. But anyway, going on to the T flip-flop or toggle flip-flop. Now this is the design I've always used ever since Pistons came out. I never used flip-flops before pistons came out because they were so complex to build that I would often end up with them breaking on me. But with this one, you have a signal going in, it switches the state. I've never really understood why this works. It's just been, I know that the explanation is that because one is extended and the other one isn't, the one that is not extended gets priority for pushing and the other one retracts. I don't fully understand the whole coding behind this, so I can't really tell you that. But I can tell you, okay, gotta do this because if too many mobs spawn around me, then I will start lagging again. Let's go over some of the basic uses of this stuff. With a toggle flip-flop, one of the main things that I've used it for is a path switcher. Again, in Shroud, when I had to start forcing paths on people because a lot of my maze was not getting used at all. Everyone would just follow each other down one pathway and it would be very boring. Now I use toggle flip-flops activated by pressure plates to force people down one path or another. And if they're quick, two people can get through on one path together, that's fine, but next person to come along after them will be going down a different path, and I think that adds some variety to the map. Makes it a lot more enjoyable, I think. I know I have fun seeing people rage on it. With an XOR gate, I'm trying to think of what you could use it for amazing. One of the main things I've used it in is a linear forward shift register, which can be used as a pseudo random number generator. And you use XOR gates to change the incoming digit on that. I'll show you something on that at another time. I've built one before and I'd rather go to it than try building it over here again because that was a lot of work. With an AND gate, the most obvious thing is that you have multiple inputs that people have to do. Ooh man, I keep on getting burps in my throat. You have multiple inputs that you want people to activate. Let's say you want to do a cooperative maze. You have one person stand on one pressure plate, another person stand on another pressure plate. The signal from both of them comes into the AND gate, and it opens up the door. Now, one of the main things you have to consider with that kind of use, though, is that you want to go ahead and use the RS NOR latch or the toggle flip-flop, either one, because the second that they come off of those pressure plates, unless you add in repeaters to create a delay, it's going to close the door pretty quickly. And you could add in a delay with repeaters, and that would delay. You can delay it just enough to get them through, and then have it automatically close the door behind them. But then you run into a lot of problems with that. One of the main things is that if someone's lagging, then they are going to have a very difficult time reaching that door in time. By using a memory cell with the RS NOR latch or with a T flip-flop, the signal gets sent in from the two, and then you have a separate signal coming in from the opposite side, usually a pressure plate on that side. Or maybe you have a sequence of doors where they have to step on two pressure plates. The signal from the two can hit the reset on the previous one and hit the set on the next one. And then you can have those original two also do a reset on the second two. And then you make it so that the maze is replayable without having to have a limit on how many people can be in it. Uh-oh, I'm lagging right now. Yeah, this computer is not very good for recording. I need to get my desktop upgraded so I can record on that instead. And I'm not pressing forward. Oh, there we go. So next time I'm going to go ahead and set up a few demonstrations on how you can use things in mazes. I'm going to cover piston tapes mainly because that is something that's not used by very many people right now, especially in mazes, but it's something that's very useful. And I might dabble a little bit into ternary logic. Basic of Redstone is that it's binary logic, it's on or it's off. But there are cases where there's something that it's using 3 different outputs or 3 different states even. And a lot of people that I talk to that know Redstone don't like ternary logic because they say it uses glitches. But yeah, I'll also be expanding into more flip-flops. I'm hoping that I can get Yerok helping me out with this a little bit because he actually understands the gates more than I do. I mainly understand how to, well, I understand them, I just don't know how to explain them, let's put it that way. He does a better job at telling people about things. So, I'm going to leave it at that. If you like this, please leave me a like. If you don't like it, please tell me why. I appreciate all comments, all suggestions, all that. I try to reply to them when I see them. I don't always have time to reply to them right away, but I will get to them. If you know someone who's building a maze or something else and they want to use redstone but don't fully understand it, go ahead and well, please send them over here so I can give them some tips, and if they have any questions they can ask them in the comments. Comments are there for a reason, people. Please leave me comments so I know what I'm doing right and wrong. Hopes that's a lot. But yeah, I'm strange. Okay, so if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to it so you can get the updates rather than me bugging you or someone else bugging you saying, hey, there's an update. Or, yeah. Again, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, please. Especially if you have questions. It's not very likely that you'll run into me in game. If you do run into me in game, I'm probably busy with other things. Like when I first logged in, I instantly had some people asking me for some stuff. When the server was really busy. Right now it's lighter load, but there are times when the server is completely full and there's no way I can answer questions because I'm too busy running around doing all kinds of things. Mainly keeping an eye on players who are definitely showing signs of cheating, other times dealing with players who are experiencing a rather strange glitch where they fall into the void. We're trying to figure out what the cause of that is. We're not 100% sure. Sorry. But yeah, again, see you guys another time. Bye.